let's see how to find the Maclaurin series for arctan of x, or inverse tan of x, by integrating the Maclaurin series of 1 over 1 plus x squared. And so, just to be clear, we're going to find the Maclaurin series for f of x, which I'll define as arctan of x, or even inverse tan of x. And in the upper right-hand corner of the screen here, I'll remind us of the formula for the Maclaurin series. Remember, we know that f of x is equal to the infinite sum, from n equals to 0 up to positive infinity, of the terms obtained by the nth derivative of our function f evaluated at 0 divided by factorial n times x raised to the power of n. And in fact, I'll go ahead and box that. And I'll add to that, if you're an IB mathematics student, then in your formula booklet, you'll see the first 3 terms of this expansion written out for us, which looks like this. We have f of x, for which the first 3 terms of the Maclaurin series are f of 0 plus f prime evaluated at 0 times x, plus the second derivative f double prime, or f dash dash, evaluated at 0 over factorial 2 times x squared, and plus 3 dots. There we go. So again, if you're an IB mathematics student, that's the formula that you'll find in your formula booklet. Okay, now as I said a minute ago, the whole idea behind finding the Maclaurin series for inverse tan of x is to use the Maclaurin series for 1 over 1 plus x squared. And here's the whole idea. A well-known result is the fact that the derivative of arctan of x, or inverse tan of x, is equal to 1 over 1 plus x squared. And consequently, if we integrate 1 over 1 plus x squared, we'll obtain arctan of x, or inverse tan of x. And so the method we're about to use to find the Maclaurin series for inverse tan of x relies on this result. So, to be clear, our objective is to find the Maclaurin series, or Maclaurin series, for 1 over 1 plus x squared. Alright, now the way I'll approach this is to assume that we don't know any of the results we're about to use, so put simply, we'll derive the Maclaurin series for 1 over 1 plus x squared from scratch. And one of the important things for doing that is to realize that 1 over 1 plus x squared is the same thing as 1 plus x squared raised to the power of negative 1. And consequently, the first Maclaurin series we're going to look into is the Maclaurin series for f of x, which equals to 1 plus x raised to any power n. And so, to give you an idea of what lies ahead, once we have the Maclaurin series for this, we'll be able to replace the n we have here by negative 1, and we'll be able to replace the x by x squared, which will lead to the Maclaurin series we're after. So let's go ahead. To keep things relatively short, I'll use the second formula that I boxed here, and so I need to find f of 0, f prime of 0, and f double prime of 0. So let's go. We'll start with f of 0. Well, since f of x is equal to 1 plus x raised to the power of n, if we replace the x we have here by 0, it becomes 1 raised to the power of n, which is just 1. Next, we need f dash of x evaluated at 0, and so I'll start by finding the derivative, f dash of x. Well, let's see. Since f of x is equal to 1 plus x in parentheses raised to the power of n, using the chain rule, which I would encourage you to do to verify this result, we'll obtain f dash of x is equal to n times, in parentheses, 1 plus x raised to the power of n minus 1. Now, evaluating f prime of x when x equals to 0, the right-hand side here would become 1 plus 0, which is just 1, raised to the power of n minus 1, so that's still 1, times n. In other words, f prime, or f dash of 0, is equal to n. We're nearly there. We now look for the second derivative, which I get by differentiating the first derivative we have here, and so I'll go ahead and write f dash dash, or f double prime of x. Well, that's going to equal to, well, let's see, our derivative is here, n times 1 plus x raised to the power of n minus 1, so we'll have n times the derivative of 1 plus x raised to the power of n minus 1. And once more, we differentiate this using the chain rule, and by all means check, but we'll obtain n minus 1 times 1 plus x raised to the power of n minus 1 minus 1, so that would be n minus 2. And now evaluating this second derivative at x equals to 0, we replace the x we have here by 0, so this entire pair of parentheses turns into 1 raised to the power of n minus 2, which will just be equal to 1. And so we have f double prime or f dash dash of 0 is equal to n times n minus 1 times 1, so that's just n times n minus 1. Okay, now that we have f of 0, f dash of 0, and f dash dash of 0, we can substitute the three results we have. So 1, n, and n times n minus 1 inside the formula we have here. And so keeping in mind that f of x is 1 plus x raised to the power of n, we can go ahead and state that 1 plus x raised to the power of n is equal to f of 0, so that's 1, so I'll quickly write that, that's 1, plus f dash of 0 times x, so that becomes n times x, or just nx, plus f double prime evaluated at 0, which was n times n minus 1, over factorial 2. And factorial 2, remember, is equal to 2 times 1, so that's just equal to 2. And so I'll write that as 1 over 2, so 1/2 times n minus 1 times x squared. And I could add those 3 dots at the end there. There we go. And in fact, I'll go ahead and box that result. Do make a note of this. In fact, I encourage my students to know this result off by heart. It's an incredibly useful Maclaurin series to know. And so now that we have this result, we can quickly find the Maclaurin series for 1 over 1 plus x squared by replacing the power of n we have here by negative 1. So every n we have inside our result here will be replaced by negative 1. And by replacing the x we have here by x squared. And so as such we could call that step 2. And we can write that 1 over 1 plus x squared will be equal to, well, let's see. Again, we copy this formula, but we replace every n that we see by negative 1, and every x we see by x squared. So the first term is still just 1, so I'll quickly write that. That's going to equal to 1 plus n times x, and so we replace this n by negative 1 and this x by x squared, so that's negative 1 times x squared, plus 1/2 times n minus 1. So again, replacing those n's by negative 1, that's 1/2 times negative 1 times negative 1 minus 1, and this x squared will become x squared squared. And so to play it safe, in fact, I'll write that x squared inside a pair of parentheses, and I'll square that. And of course, we have our 3 dots at the end here. Okay, all we really have to do now is tidy this up. And so let's go ahead. That's going to be equal to 1 plus negative 1 times x squared, which becomes minus x squared, plus 1/2 times negative 1 times negative 1 minus 1. Well, let's see, this negative 1 minus 1 becomes negative 2. So we have negative 1 times negative 2, which is just 2. And again, that gets multiplied by 1/2. So we have 1/2 times 2, which is just 1. So just to be clear, all of that becomes 1. And so we have 1 times x squared squared. And when we have a power of x raised to another power, those two powers get multiplied together. So this becomes x to the power of 2 times 2. So that's x to the power of 4. So we have plus 1 times x to the power of 4, which is just plus x to the power of 4. And of course, we still have our 3 dots to write at the end. Okay, we now have the Maclaurin series for 1 over 1 plus x squared. And I'll go ahead and box that result as well. There we go. And we can move on to the final step, step 3. And in this final step, as I had said at the beginning, we're going to make use of the fact that 1 over 1 plus x squared is the derivative of arctan of x, and consequently arctan of x, or inverse tan of x, must be equal to the integral of 1 over 1 plus x squared. And you may already be thinking that there's going to be a constant of integration when we integrate, and indeed there will be, but don't worry, I'll be showing you how to take care of that constant of integration in just a minute. So using this result and the fact that the Maclaurin series for 1 over 1 plus x squared is equal to the result we just boxed here, we can go ahead and state that inverse tan of x is equal to the integral of in parentheses 1 minus x squared plus x raised to the power of 4 plus 3 dots. And now taking care of this integral the usual way, this becomes x minus 1/3 of x cubed plus 1/5 of x raised to the power of 5 plus 3 dots plus some constant of integration c. And so as you can see, we're practically there, but what about this constant of integration? Well, for that I'll quickly remind you on the side here that a well-known result is the fact that tan of 0 is equal to 0. And so in exactly the same way that if tan of some angle alpha is equal to a number k, then inverse tan of k will equal to alpha, the fact that tan of 0 equals to 0 allows us to quickly state that inverse tan of 0 must be equal to 0. And in fact, let me quickly connect those two results like so. Alright, now what this result tells us is that if we replace every single x we have on the right-hand side by 0, then the left-hand side must be equal to 0. In other words, this result quickly tells us that 0 has to be equal to 0 plus c, and consequently c must be equal to 0. And so as such we can cross this c out, and we can state our final answer as the Maclaurin series for inverse tan of x, or arctan of x, is equal to x minus 1/3 of x cubed plus 1/5 of x raised to the power of 5, and that pattern carries on forever that way. And we're done. That's how we can derive the Maclaurin series for arctan of x using the Maclaurin series for 1/1 plus x squared, as well as integration.